Orphe, you don't actually think I'm that difficult to deal with, do you?
At this point, arguing with my superior won't do any good.
So if we want the raid to stay on track, we'll have to strike even faster.
While I usually think you're a little too reckless, Magus, this time, I agree with you. Swift as the wind, fierce as fire, and unknowable as shadow. That's the essence of Blitz tactics. At least according to a Yunque Summit scroll. Since the enemy already knows we're coming, let's seize this rare opportunity and strike before they're ready.
Obel Squad, gear up and get ready!
Yes, Captain Magus!
I'm about to start deploying troops to launch the offensive. Proxy, both the battlefield and the hollows can shift in an instant. Make sure you're fully prepared. We aren't as ready as we could have been. The Obsidian Division will handle the battlefield, but when it comes to the hollow, you're the only one we can count on.
Leave it to me. On my reputation as a legendary proxy and my honor as the mayor's envoy, I won't let you down. I'm counting on all of you, too. Please don't betray the trust the people have placed in the Defense Force.
Save it. We're well aware.
What the captain means is, Obel never fails a mission.
The unexpected deployment of forces beyond Isolde's plan has put the Exaltists on high alert, like a startled bird ready to flee. We can't risk the Exaltist core members escaping right under our noses. We have to strike quickly and hit their key bases.
Based on the intelligence we have, the target's stronghold in this operation is very likely the Exaltists' main base. I'm not usually one to spoil the mood, but from what I've seen of the Exaltists, they're not that easy to pin down. Which raises the question, can we really trust the intel from the Defense Force?
You really know your way around intelligence and information warfare, Proxy. But it's Isolde's strategy and intel that have been key to the Defense Force's success so far. I understand your concerns, but I've no reason to doubt the reliability of Isolde's intel.
Captain Magus, you sure have a lot of trust in Commander Isolde, don't you? That's because Captain Magus and Commander Isolde were comrades in arms. They fought side by side years ago.
Technically, fighting side by side isn't exactly accurate. But yes, Isolde and I go way back. She's a comrade, a senior, and my commanding officer. In fact, Obel Squad itself wouldn't exist without Isolde's support and guidance. If I can't trust Isolde, then there might not be anyone left in Obsidian Division I can trust.
I understand. So please believe me, when I'm acting as your proxy, my one and only goal is to lead you all to where you're meant to be.
The Defense Force people are here.
Yeah. Who goes there? Petty thugs, blocking the way to the Creator.
The Creator will not forgive them. Our sacrifice will pave the way for our Master's return.
Got you covered. Ether vision activate. Can't catch me.
Keep your balance, Orby!
Fire! I've been on standby for a long time. Captain, the barrel's scorching hot!
Which unit are you in? According to Commander Isolde's orders, aside from Obel's squad, there shouldn't be any other squads assigned to raid this base.
Isolde may be the acting commander for this op, but our squad reports to Major General Lorenz.
So, these idiots are the ones who alerted the Exaltists to our plan. And it was all under orders from the Major General?
Mind your tone. The Major General sent us because he was worried you wouldn't be able to handle this alone. We're here to support the operation.
Support the operation? We were just out there fighting alone as a single squad.
That's right, and we really do appreciate it. Without you taking the brunt of the Exaltists' attention, we couldn't have made it to their headquarters from the flank so smoothly. We have to apologize. We accidentally beat you to it and ended up taking the credit for wiping out the Exaltists' main base.
Credit? That's meaningless. Is this really the attitude of new recruits in Obsidian Division these days?
Acting all high and mighty. You're just a gun. Do you really think yourself so important? I may be a rookie, but at least I'm not a washed-up old dog like you.
Watch it! The captain has given everything to protect the city. You don't deserve to...
It's okay, Orphe. As long as they really did take out the Exaltists, then they've helped safeguard New Eridu, which makes them our comrades.
Even among comrades, there are plenty of annoying ones. If you ask me, we should just take this guy away and cover it up as an accident caused by an Exaltist attack.
Hey, are you threatening me?
Stay focused, soldier. Answer me. Has the Exaltist's base been completely cleared?
Several creatures took advantage of the chaos to escape. We had other orders to carry out, so we didn't have time to pursue them while clearing the base.
Other orders? What could be more important than wiping out the Exaltists?
Bunch of fools. They can't even handle something this simple properly. Obel soldiers, let's move out. Once again, it's up to us to clean up after these fools. Obel, gear up and get ready.
Yes, Captain Magus. The Exaltists are fleeing in all directions.
Second-rate troops sure are surprisingly good at messing things up. Who would ever call this an ambush? We've already failed half of the mission's objective.
Oh? Elite targets have appeared.
Elite targets. That's the kind of fight Obel Squad's been waiting for.
Everything is moving along smoothly, Mr. Lucro.
We'll be counting on you again this time.
General Lorenz. You're here in the Hollow. In person?
You're the squad Isolde spoke so highly of. Codename Obel, wasn't it? This is quite a surprise. You arrived even faster than I expected. It's just as Colonel Isolde said. You're quite a capable squad.
Given that you're leading this entire operation, I'd expect you to be at the command post. And the person with you is...
You must be Mr. Lucro. We met briefly at the Porcelumex Safety Inspection Reception Banquet.
A reception banquet? For a safety inspection? That makes no sense.
This, gun certainly has a blunt matter of speech. Anyway... we are acquainted from the banquet, aren't we? Also involved with the Obsidian Division, I see. For someone so young, you must have made quite the impact with the military.
Not so, Mr. Lucro. This young lady is the mayor's envoy, specially sent by the kind-hearted Mr. Mayflower to oversee our work.
I'm just doing my duty. Please, the title of envoy is a bit too much. I feel like it's a little too high and mighty.
So you're a distinguished guest from city administration. My apologies. Please excuse the poor welcome.
So, what brings you here, Major General, Mr. Lucro, and these troops who've been acting without Colonel Isolde's orders?
My troops and I have our reasons for being here. You're a veteran, Captain Magus. Even if you don't fully grasp what overstepping means, you should at least know not to ask about classified military matters. Mind your tongue, Captain. After all, besides your sharp tongue, there's not much else you have left.
Major General, shouldn't we be going? Staying too long in areas with high ether activity isn't good for my health.
You're right, Mr. Lucro.
Aside from that clerk I met at the Special Military Affairs desk, these are honestly the two most annoying people I've ever had to listen to. Sorry, Captain Magus. It was wrong of me to speak disrespectfully about a commanding officer.
I'll let it slide this time, Orphe. If I weren't afraid of getting you all tried at a military tribunal, I'd have turned every curse word into high-energy laser blasts right at their faces.
This place is not only a key Exaltus stronghold, but also one of their major research facilities. One of Porcelumex's executives previously worked with the Exaltists. Many of their facilities were originally Porcelumex's assets as well. And now under Lucro's lead, Porcelumex has formed ties with the Defense Force. It's clear why they're here.
You're making my head spin. Isn't it just those two plotting how to profit?
Goodness, Commander Lorenz is such a bad person.
Orphe is still caught up in that naive teenage mindset of seeing the world in just good and bad.
Goodness, Orphe. You really are a fool. But I can't say you're wrong this time. They chose to meet in the Hollow, likely to stay under the radar. Either way, Obel's mission continues. Everyone, we keep pursuing the escaping Exaltists.
Yes, Captain Magus.
Everyone! The Exultists, the threat that plagued Waifei Peninsula, have been wiped out under our thunderous assault. Once again, we've brought justice and victory to the people of New Eridu, like every triumph before! Give it up for yourselves, soldiers! Cheer for victory!
And let's hear it for our brilliant commander, Major General Lorenz!
I hate to be that girl, but isn't it a bit early to celebrate? That commander sure seems to be soaking up the cheers.
A typical big shot, huh?
You're right to be concerned, Proxy. There are still Exultist stragglers roaming inside and outside the Hollow, and the Obscura in the city haven't been fully inspected yet.
As far as I know, the key Exultist leaders are still on the loose. They've managed to slip away after every encounter so far. The Exultists will still be a threat until they're taken out. Even though Mevarok was severely injured by Ishu and Shifu, and the Exultists suffered heavy losses, there's still no sign of them backing down. Miasma activity is still spreading. Key people like Sarah still hold major influence.
Yishuan, High Preceptor of Yunquei Summit? I've heard the name before.
How come I don't see Colonel Isolde anywhere? As the operations leader, shouldn't she be here to celebrate?
Isolde has been unwell recently, and went back to the city to rest. She's also been absent from meetings over the past few days.
Maybe the commander's like Proxy and isn't fond of these kinds of gatherings. She might have just found an excuse to slip away.
You might be right. That does sound like her. In any case, we've dealt a heavy blow to the Exultists. And after fighting on the verge of life and death, the soldiers really needed a victory to boost their morale.
That doesn't sound like something our strict Captain Magus would say.
Think of it as me trying to lift everyone's spirits. As soldiers, it is our duty to obey orders. So even when we have doubts, we can't launch investigations on our own.
If you take action without orders, you'll be standing trial at a military tribunal. I might not mind, but I'm sure Seed Sr. would stop us.
I don't want anyone ending up in front of a military tribunal either.
Right. Since it is a military order, the Major's restriction on you can't be lifted until the operation is officially concluded. Sorry about that, Proxy.
I understand. Obel Squad and all the other soldiers have already given so much to protect New Eridu. Everyone should enjoy this hard-earned victory.
Thank you, Proxy.
Actually, I've already heard about Lucro personally entering the Hollow and the Major General's movements. Besides relocating Porcelumex and the Exultist stock of Porcelume, they're rounding up trusted members who served under Ferox, including my poor colleagues who fled into the Hollow's labs, fearing a purge. The dust hasn't even settled, yet they're already discarding what they no longer need, proving that the only thing crueler than one ruthless boss is another. I have no place in Tops any longer, and the Defense Force won't seek justice for a stray like me.
Even though you played a major role in taking down Ferox,
Your new boss won't tolerate you for long, will he?
Exactly. I can't stand stray dogs like you always sniffing out scraps to survive. Like I ever had a choice. I'm just trying to stay alive. Honestly, I was already planning to turn to you and Yunque Summit for help. Regardless of our differences, you are among the few in Waifei Peninsula who have the power, care about justice, and are willing to hear me out. A stray like me is used to bowing and begging.
Unfortunately, no matter how much power we might have, we're just as constrained as you are now. I can't contact anyone at Yunque Summit for assistance either. But if it's just to keep you safe...
It's all right. Just when I was at my wit's end, Miss Savior appeared.
Hiya! I'm the savior he was talking about. It's funny, most company employees usually see me as a disaster. Who would have thought I'd ever be called a savior?
Allow me to introduce you. This is Miss Zhao from TOPS, affiliated with the Krampus Compliance Authority.
Nice to meet you, Miss Zhao. The Krampus Compliance Authority. Is that the name of another company within TOPS? It doesn't sound as familiar to me as the other big companies.
That's all right. Most people haven't heard of it. Krampus isn't actually a company. Our role is to inspect, decide on, and enforce regulations. Brutal competition is an inherent flaw of the market system. For the members at the round table, it doesn't matter if the company's executives are tearing each other apart. However, the condition is that all actions by the company and its management must comply with the core rules and interests of the Alliance. The business game doesn't always let us play by the rules. That's the round table's mercy. But when those rule breakers go too far, the strict mother reaches out with her black branch. This time, poor Salumix has clearly stepped out of line.
I think I get why the corporations might see members of Krampus as a disaster. Even so, having regulators like you is probably a key reason TOPS has managed to maintain its strong position in the city.
So, it's not hard for you to understand why I see Miss Zhao as my savior, right?
We'll only know whether I'm your savior or your disaster once all the investigations are complete.
Better than letting someone like Lucro treat you like a fish on a chopping board, right?
Although he isn't really a friend, I do sort of get Damien's style. He's determined to survive this brutal game, but he's also someone who never crosses the line.
Huh. You've got sharp and beautiful eyes. I hope you'll never become the enemy of Krampus. And that when those eyes look at me again, they won't be filled with hostility, Miss Bell.
Soldier Orphe!
You two again? Now you have the proxy as an accomplice too?
You've got it all wrong, Orphe. I had no idea those two were planning to scare you.
Captain Magus is asleep. Don't wake her up. We should let her rest.
Is it time for the captain's self-diagnostics?
Is Orphe more worried about waking the captain, or about the captain catching you secretly enjoying some prohibited items?
Excuse me! First of all, my concern for the captain is absolutely genuine. Second, the field manual doesn't list lemon-flavored chips under prohibited foods during deployment. I have every right to protest Captain Magus's executive decision to declare all snacks as prohibited.
Oh. Then why doesn't Orphe protest when the captain's actually awake?
I'm sure Orphe has her own reasons.
Anyway, if Orphe doesn't want us to tell the captain...
How about sharing some of those lemon chips with us?
Ah! Seed and Trigger are robbing me again!
Isn't this just a regular part of our night ops briefing?
The law doesn't punish the majority, Orphe.
Then, the proxy should also share the responsibility.
A special mission to get rid of lemon-flavored chips? Count me in!
Proxy, there's something I need to talk to you about. It's about the captain.
Let me guess. It's something that you can only say when Captain Magus is asleep?
That's right. Proxy, I want to apologize on behalf of the captain for her bad attitude toward you during the mission. But there's a reason why the captain acted that way.
I trust that you know the captain, Orphe. Otherwise, why would you trust her so much? Come to think of it, you and Magus make a pretty unique team. A soldier paired with an intelligent weapon construct.
An intelligent construct? No, the captain is more than that. Can I trust you, Proxy?
Like I said, just like you trust Captain Magus.
I'm just a gunner. A soldier, here to support Captain Magus. Orphe, you're being too hard on yourself again. You're special. You're one of a kind. That's how they would comfort me, if Captain Magus and the others were here. But no. I know that I'm not someone special. From the moment I was born, being a gunner has been my sole purpose and mission. In the disaster 11 years ago, New Eridu lost so much. It lost so many of its soldiers. The Defense Force's last remaining gemstone, Obsidian Division, also suffered heavy losses. At the time, the military had launched various research projects. Enhanced soldiers, cybernetic soldiers even. Cloned soldiers. It sounds brutal, doesn't it? But if it weren't for these cruel projects, Obsidian Division might never have lasted this long. I was also born at that time, cloned from a legendary soldier, and designed to aid that legendary soldier as an assistant. That legendary soldier's military code name was Magus. The soldier's original body has long been destroyed. All that remains now is a backup of her consciousness, or what you could call her soul, stored within the weapon. Even in death, she's still wielded as a weapon by the Defense Force. Though Captain Magus always says it's what she wanted, is it really a blessing or a curse? All things considered, I'm quite lucky. Selfish, even. I stole her body, her name. You could even say I stole her life. But Captain Magus has never cared about that. She'd just say to me, Orphe, my life was far too boring. You should live your own life. I know the looks in my comrades' eyes often carry sympathy or pity, mockery, or even disgust. Still, I can't help but feel that I'm lucky. I met Captain Magus, I met Obel Squad, and even crossed paths with someone as strong and interesting as you, Proxy. I know there's nothing special about the way I was born, but you all keep telling me, Orphe, you're being too hard on yourself again. You're special. You're one of a kind. Yet, the cold glass tanks, the tasteless nutrient fluids, those eyes filled with sympathy, pity, mockery, or disgust, they all proved one thing. I'm nothing special. They all told me I'm just a pathetic, tragic person. But you all keep telling me over and over again, you're one of a kind, Orphe. I can leave those glass tanks in the past. I just don't want to let your expectations down. Rather than those cold, lifeless glass tanks, I want the warmth of Captain Magus. I'd rather have my noisy Obel Squad and you, the cool Proxy. Our pasts, whether it's mine or Captain Magus's, are not what define us. Although Captain Magus often jokingly calls you the villain, that's all just talk. Our pasts are not what define us. Instead, it's up to us to determine our destinations. As a Proxy, you'll lead us to the right place. I believe in you, Proxy.
Barry, have you finished calculating the exact coordinates of the blind spot in Lemnian Hollow's most active area?
Affirmative. HDD data sync complete. Transmitting coordinate data to EOS's Carrot module now.
Oh, Belle, finally. The exact coordinates are now locked in. The next step is to move out with Obel Squad and take them out in one strike.
Negative. Lorenz's forces have currently halted all further operations, so Obel Squad is unauthorized to act without orders. Could you send a message to Ishu and Shifu? Actually, scratch that. Better send it to Senior Fufu instead. Shifu never replies to messages. Just say, Junior Belle needs your help. It's urgent. Please ask Ishu and Shifu to come to the rescue. P.S. Don't let the Defense Force find out.
Poor Junior Belle is suffering cruel mistreatment at the hands of the Defense Force. It's urgent. Come rescue her immediately. P.S. Keep a low profile and avoid any clashes with the Defense Force.
Aren't you over-exaggerating a bit?
This concerns the safety of Waifei Peninsula. A little exaggeration won't hurt, right?
All we can do now is pray that Yunque Summit sends help soon. Who knows what kind of mess the Exaltists might be stirring up in the Hollow, while Lorenz is basking in the limelight. There's no time to waste. I'm logging off now. I think I just had a dream. Am I dreaming? Or is this really Swabian Temple?
My disciple. Fufu told me poor Junior Belle is suffering cruel mistreatment at the hands of the Defense Force. It's urgent. And that I need to stay low and avoid any clashes with them.
Word for word! The message came straight from Junior Belle's brother!
By the way, I'm here too.
Someone's messing with our junior out there. That's the last straw. Shifu, it's time we step in and get an explanation, don't you think?
What do you mean by step in? Junior Bell just looks a little dazed, that's all. I don't see any signs of cruel mistreatment.
Did Ishun Shifu use a technique to bring me to Swabian Temple?
Seems you're finally catching on now.
Your safety, of course, is our highest priority. But given how you contacted us in such a rush, I assume you've run into some trouble with the military?
Come on, Junior Bell! What happened out there that made you call Shifu for help? Don't worry, you can tell us. We're all here for you.
That's right. All your seniors are here.
Cunning as always. Certainly sounds like the Exaltists.
If the Defense Force can't deal with those scoundrels, then we will. When do we set out, Shifu?
No need to be hasty. Let Junior Bell get some proper rest first.
Hand over the proxy!
I was wondering who would break into Swabian Temple in the middle of the night. Turns out it's soldiers from the Defense Force. Please be aware that although Phylum Heights is under military control, soldiers have no right to enter private residences without permission. And my temple isn't exactly a place where anyone can just come and go as they please.
What's all this rambling?
I think what this lady means, Captain, is that you barged into someone's home in the middle of the night and caused a big ruckus. And now she's ready to give you a beating.
Give me a beating?
Seed Sr. said that if this lady is going to beat you up, you probably won't be able to stop her.
Even with all the Obsidian troops of Waifei Peninsula's support, you probably still couldn't stop me.
High Preceptor Ishwan, this unannounced visit is not meant as a provocation. The person behind you, Faithin, is currently under our protection.
Under your protection? You mean the mayor's envoy whose freedom is now being restricted?
The temporary restriction on the proxy's movement is both to protect military secrets and to ensure the proxy's safety.
No matter how you look at it, my disciple is safest under my protection.
Listen, you two. There's something more urgent to deal with than my safety.
Proxy, are you okay? Oh, so the Proxy wasn't kidnapped by Yunquei Summit.
Apologies. This is my mistake. I thought it was the city authorities who took the Proxy away, trying to extract military information.
I've never cared about military secrets, only about the safety of my disciples and the well-being of New Eridu.
Well then, Proxy, if you went so far as to defy military orders to contact Yunquei Summit, I trust you must have had a good reason. You mean you're absolutely certain that the Exaltists still have a real stronghold hidden somewhere in the Hollow?
I can't say I'm completely certain. Not until I enter the Hollow myself and reach those coordinates. But as Guardians of New Eridu, shouldn't Yunquei Summit and the Defense Force investigate, even if there's only the slightest chance of danger?
Belle, I just received an alert from Fairy.
According to real-time Hollow monitoring data, ether activity is rising across the entire Lemnian Hollow. Warning: ether activity across Lemnian Hollow is approaching record-high levels. Warning: at the current rate of Hollow expansion, there is a 17.2% chance that Lemnian Hollow will breach the Zenless limit within 1,026 hours.
What's that voice assistant rambling about this time?
Basically, she's saying that if left unchecked, the Hollow might just go boom.
The Exaltists in charge of miasma research mentioned experiments on large-scale miasma activation. I suspect they're preparing for what they call the final sacrifice. Based on the intelligence and mission results we've seen, the Exaltists control most of the miasma-rich areas in Lemnian Hollow. They've also mastered the technology to manipulate the unique ether. The current rise in ether activity throughout the Hollow is probably connected to the Exaltists' operations.
If your theory is true, then this currently undiscovered Exaltus base will likely become the central hub for their final sacrifice.
Exactly. But if we can take out their hidden base, the sacrifice ritual won't happen, and the Hollow's rising activity will be back under control.
How do you manage to sigh with a mechanical throat like that?
Although I tried to ignore some of the seemingly fabricated technical terms, you still managed to lose me. So essentially, we head in, confirm whether any Exaltist rats are still stirring up trouble, and if they are, we wipe them out. That should eliminate the threat, right?
Wow, Captain Magus. You actually understood everything this time. Amazing.
Then let's move out. Oval Squad will personally eliminate the looming shadow that threatens Wi-Fi Peninsula.
But Captain Magus, weren't you just saying an hour ago that military orders must never be disobeyed?
Disobeying orders? Hardly. We were chasing after Phaethon, who fled all the way into the Hollow with classified military intel.
Captain Magus, your enthusiasm is truly moving. But you could have just left it to Yunquay Summit.
It's our duty as the Defense Force to wipe out the Exaltists. If our superior officers have failed in that duty, then I'll take responsibility myself. Besides, the Obscura still haven't been fully examined. If a sacrifice really did emerge from the boxes, then Defense Force soldiers, and even civilians, would pay dearly.
I understand. My disciples and I will remain on standby at Phylum Heights and fulfill our duty to protect this place.
In that case, the attack plan and the operation start time need to be decided ASAP.
Deploying all of Oval Squad would draw too much attention. I'll need to wait for the right moment. Let's regroup and launch the operation first thing tomorrow morning. All members of the Oval Squad, return to base and get some rest.
Ah, yes, Captain Magus.
Tomorrow's probably going to be a long day.
Experimental ether units called Obscura were placed in large numbers within the Hollow and around Wi-Fi Peninsula by Porcelumex and the Exaltists. Oval Squad was the first to discover that they could hold and even generate a sacrifice. Later operations by other squads also confirmed this. That's about all we've got on the Obscura for now, and there are still many unchecked ones hidden in Wi-Fi. According to our investigations, none carrying sacrifices have been found outside the Hollow.
But we can't gamble with people's lives with some big unknown. Right, Colonel Isolde?
You're right, Orphe. Which is why we're launching the Hollow evacuation plan, starting with relocating the residents of Phylum Heights. We're moving them into the city, at least until every Obscura in the area has been inspected. The evac op will be handled by troops under the Major General. As for Oval Squad, you'll be on standby as a mobile unit, ready to jump in the moment anything goes
In other words, we get to move however we want for now, correct?
It's on standby at all times. Not do whatever you like. Is that clear, Captain Magus?
Crystal clear, Colonel. I assure you, we will not act on our own or do anything reckless.
I've got the captain covered. Obel Squad won't be running wild on my watch.
Why do I get the feeling something's going on between you all? Anyway, just behave. Things are bound to get messy during the evacuation, so make sure the proxy stays safe, Magus.
Of course. The Proxy's a VIP under our protection. Aren't you, Proxy?
Speaking of VIPs, Commander Lorenz, Mr. Lucro, and the rest of the Porcelumex higher-ups will be evacuating alongside the residents.
The big shots can't wait to run for their lives, huh?
The threat of hidden sacrifices is no joke. We can't blame the executives for saving their own hides. All right then. I'll go get the executives sorted for VIP evac. Obel Squad is dismissed for now.
Isolde.
Something on your mind, Captain Magus?
I was just wondering, Colonel. If I ever disobeyed your orders, would you be able to forgive me?
You do know there's a time and place for sarcasm in front of your squad, right, Captain Magus? But if that day ever comes, I trust that you'd have your reasons.
I know the captain always has her reasons, Colonel Isolde.
Don't tell me you're actually itching to go rogue with your captain, Orphe.
Don't worry, I'll keep her in line.
Huh? Me?
Either way, we've got each other's backs. That won't change, right?
Damn right.
Good to hear. That makes me feel a little better, Captain.
Psst, Proxy! Proxy!
Why are you sneaking over and whispering like this? It totally looks like you're trying to rope me into some secret plan.
The captain said that you should sneak over and meet us over there in a bit. It'd be way too obvious if we all moved together.
Isn't the captain always, like, right behind you? Why bother sending you to pass on a message?
Well, because the captain's voice is way too loud. She couldn't whisper for her life.
Tell the workers to pick up the pace. That porcelain's worth more than their lives.
Don't let them hear you. I don't want to see complaint letters in the employee yearbook.
Complaint letters? You actually read those, boss?
Training reliable subordinates matters more than you'd think. We don't want to end up in the same mess we did back then. We trusted the Defense Force to protect company assets, but they were useless. And that cost us a fortune.
Sorry, excuse me. Please, could you let my child move up in line?
Yeah, let the kid through! Cut it out!
The evacuation order's been planned long in advance. You're only getting out of here because the company paid for it. Don't push it!
Watch your mouth. Protecting the company's image is also part of what you're paid for. Got it?
Please, Can you let my child go first?
Sorry. I'm afraid I'm not in a position to help anyone either.
Today, Wi-Fi Peninsula has opened its door to us. Just like every other door in this city.
Just a photo for the internal PR material, sir. Much appreciated.
This moment right now, and back then, it's all starting to look the same. To those sitting at the top, our lives are nothing but silver spoons they use to scoop up and savor their triumph. Civilians, soldiers, doesn't matter. We're all merely specks of dust beneath the feet of giants clashing above us. This isn't the end, Orpheus.
This is the Exaltist base we cleared out earlier. The proxy was there too.
Weren't we looking for a hidden base? Why are we back here again?
According to Fairy's calculations, the fissure that leads directly to the blind spot just so happens to be located in this area. I guess you could say we let the Exaltists slip right under our noses.
If it weren't for Lorenz and Lucro's interference, we might have uncovered signs of a base much earlier.
The fissure is close by, but Fairy's calculations could only narrow it down this far. We'll need you all to head into the hollow to confirm the exact location.
Commencing operation. Objective, locate the nearby fissure.
Yes, Captain Magus.
The first diffraction signal source has been confirmed.
I just need to find the second signal source, and we can pinpoint the exact coordinates.
Keep your balance, Orby!
Fire!
Proxy. You're not making up some technical jargon to fool me, are you? Ah! Didn't you already have a map with the fissure location prepared in your backpack?
Expose your weakness.
Hey, don't question my professional skills as a proxy, alright?
Adjusting for wind.
Still, these data errors feel a little too organized to be natural. It's almost like someone deliberately set up...
Analyzing device's operating protocol.
The purpose of these devices seems to be to guide and concentrate the miasma.
How did you figure that out, Proxy?
It's all thanks to their engineers. They left super clear comments in the code. The final sacrifice. Large-scale miasma activation experiment. The Exaltists need to gather a massive amount of miasma. These devices must be important for that. The Exaltist outposts full of miasma might be the result of these devices as well.
Communication structure analysis complete. Hub device location logged. Uploading to HDD now. Pinpointing fissure coordinates.
Hey, you soldiers over there.
who it is. Isn't this the same guy we bumped into last time?
Obel Squad. What are you doing here?
Yeah, that familiar, annoying voice. It's definitely him.
I want to ask you the same question. What are you doing here?
We're here under Major General Lorenz's orders, of course.
All right. We all know you're his right-hand man. But haven't you given me that line already?
I have no obligation to explain myself to you. But, to avoid unnecessary conflict between so-called allies, this facility holds a stockpile of porcelain belonging to Porcelumex. We've been assigned to constant guard duty here to prevent any of the returning Exaltists from stealing the city's strategic resources.
Wasn't it Porcelumex who originally handed these strategic city resources over to the Exaltists? You sure are going out of your way to clean up the mess they made.
I'm not in the mood to bicker with you. Now, it's your turn to answer, Captain Magus. Why are you here? I don't recall receiving any orders about reinforcements or rotation.
As I'm sure you're aware, I'm the restricted operative designated by Commander Lorenz. I fled into the Hollow carrying sensitive military info. Obel Squad is just here to capture me.
Proxy?
Oh. This envoy really is good at causing trouble, huh? Don't you think, Captain Magus?
No. We've received new intelligence indicating that the Exaltists likely still have a key base in the Hollow. Obel Squad's mission is to clear any threats to civilians here. You're a soldier too, so you should understand a soldier's duty.
A soldier's first and foremost duty is to follow orders.
To follow orders. And doing that is what keeps everyone safe.
You're leading your squad without authorization. This is a clear violation of military command, Captain Magus!
Forget the orders. I did inform Obel just to dance to someone else's tune. If disobeying orders is what it takes to protect this city, then so be it. I'll face a court-martial.
I've got a recording device, you know. Every word you say will be used as evidence in court!
And I've got heavy firepower. If you don't step aside, every word you say might just become your last.
The intel came from me, and this operation is under my lead. If the Defense Forces commanders have a problem with that, they can take it up with me directly.
Threatening your comrades only adds to your offenses, Captain Magus. I'm not obligated to stop you from engaging in conflict. Go if you must. I hope to see you all alive in the military courts.
Finally, that annoying guy's gone.
Onward to saving the world!
Now Obel Squad really is in big trouble. Captain Magus, was it really necessary to go that far?
Don't worry, little proxy. When the time comes, I'll say the envoy was coerced by our troops and forced to lead the way into the Hollow.
That's not what I'm worried about. It's you and everyone from Obel.
I will take full responsibility for disobeying orders. And I'll go to Isolde to plead my case.